A cult of personality is no substitute for a party of principle. Welcome to Unfiltered. I'm Essie Cupp. That was former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, a Republican who, in a New York Times op-ed, announced he would not be running for president in 2024. Now, more noteworthy than that was his reason why. As he put it, he didn't want to be part of another multi-car pileup that could potentially help Mr. Trump recapture the nomination. Tough talk for his own party from a Republican who won in Democrat-majority Maryland twice. Now, Hogan's right about the calculation. The more contenders get into the Republican primary, the better Trump's chances are of clinching the nomination again, exactly the way he did in 2016, by winning just a plurality of the vote. The better chance of keeping him off the ticket is consolidating around one other candidate. Now, I, for one, am sad that one other candidate will likely be someone like Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, a Trump acolyte who wants to double down on his grievance politics, and not Larry Hogan. As a moderate, principled conservative who regularly stood up to Trump but also worked with Democrats in his state to govern, and who's willing to put his country before his party and his party before himself, he is exactly the kind of Republican I could support. I don't think I'm alone either. He's a throwback to the kind of politician the founding fathers had in mind. As he writes in his op-ed, they believed that the work of our democracy was meant to be done by citizen leaders, not a permanent political class. Public service, he continues, was supposed to be a temporary sacrifice, while the work of citizenship lasts for a lifetime. I'm not a career politician, and that has never been my aspiration. When looking around at the landscape of current American politics, Hogan sounds like an outlier. The median age of members of Congress is 58 in the House, 64 in the Senate. The average American is 20 years younger than the average representative in Congress. And at least 10 members have served for more than 40 years each. Talk about career politicians. Hogan also seems to reject the celebritization of politics, too, which has seen people like Representatives Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and others work harder at becoming famous than at legislating. I would never run for president to sell books or position myself for a cabinet role, Hogan writes. How novel. He also has the courage and common sense to say what no other Republican currently running for president has thus far been willing to say, which is that we must move on from Mr. Trump. And he rejects the angry performative politics and bigger government solutions of today's GOP, calling the culture wars empty calories that can't sustain the lasting government coalition necessary to restore America. In short, this is a guy we should want running the country, one who truly puts America first and not just on a bumper sticker, one who wants to solve problems and not just keep voters angry at each other, one who believes that politics is public service and not a grift. Maybe this isn't Hogan's year, but for the country's sake, I hope it is soon. That's it for me. See you next week.